This week on Coin Toss, we're talking the Masters and the NBA playoff preview. What's going down, guys? You're watching Coin Toss Sports, here to talk just about everything that happened in the world of sports, and it was a big week in the world of sports. I'm Cam, he's Jared. Check us out on Twitter if you like the video. Like the video. If you like us, subscribe. That means a lot. Before we get started, Checkmate Fashion's official sponsor of Coin Toss. Make sure you go check them out. And we start today with golf. Indeed, we start with golf. And the one time of year that golf is important. The Masters, where somebody, that's not me and not him, despite what you might have seen in that Happy Gilmore, had a coming out party.
Jordan Spieth. Can I say he's the LeBron James of U.S. golf? Not only his talent, but his hairline.
Yes.
He's quite a ways up there on his forehead. Shoots 18 under. Now is being handed the torch from Tiger Woods for the best U.S. golfer in the world. I think he has quite the future ahead of him. 21 years old.
21, the U.S. is Senate challenger for Rory McIlroy, and Rogaine executives are going to be raking in the cash for the next 15 years if they can get this guy to sponsor. But yeah, he did just about everything you could ask someone to do with the Masters. 18 under, really should have been 19 under if not for a little bogus putt, but everybody has those. Tied Tiger Woods' Masters scoring record, wire-to-wire victory. He did everything, and even though I'm not ranking number one, he's been the most underrated player in golf for about a year now, and he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. I gotta go back to the Happy Gilmore because, let me say, that was awesome. Like, at that rate, I'm gonna win the Masters at some point.
Okay.
In like the year 3077, I can win the Masters now. I have confidence in golf now. Yeah,
I was there. I witnessed it. It's not going to happen.
Do you really believe him? After this tournament, do you really believe him? I ask you that. That's something to ponder on. But yeah, this is a great thing for golf. Great thing for golf that Spieth's here. You've got McIlroy here. We've got a battle. We've got two young stars. I mean, golf's in the right direction.
Definitely. And appealing to the younger crowd.
Appealing to the younger crowd very much so. Of course, you heard the announcers talk about how there seemingly were more young people here than there were before. A sport that might not get that many more young people is baseball because Yasiel Puig announced he's not doing bat flips anymore. And there goes all hope we had left for that sport. We move to the NBA and the playoff picture. So we're going to have a segue right now. Jared, what are we talking about now?
NBA playoff preview.
Welcome back to that interesting, intriguing segue, proving that dives do happen in golf, too. NBA playoff picture, we are going to go through, even though it's not necessarily set in stone yet. I don't think anybody has the Pacers or Nets winning the East. So we are going to go through a couple of challenges for the postseason. Let's start off with what team do you have coming out of the East? This is the obvious one.
Is it now? I actually think the Cavaliers are going to come out of the East.
I think the Cleveland Cavaliers will come out of the East, too.
Good. I thought you were going to say the Hawks there. For a second.
The Hawks will give them a shot. The Hawks will give them a good fight.
Definitely.
But, of course, their biggest enemy right now is not the Cavs, not the Bulls. It's the NYPD, considering Tavolosopoulos was a little bit of an idiot. But the Hawks haven't been that great recently. They are probably built to be a playoff team, but I think Cleveland edges it out because of
star power.
LeBron James. Yeah, Cleveland. Let's talk about dark horses. If you were to pick one team that nobody's talking about to come out of the East, who is it?
Can I consider a 3 seed a Cinderella like I did in the tournament? The Chicago
Considering
Bulls?
how it worked out for you last time, be my guest. Be my guest.
I think the Bulls, if you want to consider them a dark horse, they're a 3 seed. But I think with Jimmy Butler, he could step up and really lead this team. With Derrick Rose playing at his full potential, he could be quite the stud for the Bulls. And another team would be the Milwaukee Bucks with.
That's your challenge. Can you say his name?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know I butchered it, but I'll let you try.
Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo. Oh, I hope I got that right. My Cinderella in the Eastern Conference is a team to watch out for, the Washington Wizards, and everything has to do with Bradley Beal and John Wall. Paul Pierce called them out in a recent article he wrote with ESPN's Jackie McMullen. But if these two guys can get it going and roll in the playoffs, this team has very lots of potential to be a bracket buster in the Eastern Conference, I think. Moving on to the Western Conference, everybody knows who the favorite is. Give me your underdog. Give me your dark horse.
In case you don't know who the favorite is, it's the Golden State Warriors. For you non-basketball fans out there like myself, upset or underdog would be probably the Memphis Grizzlies. Marc Gasol is playing tremendously well. Best center in the NBA.
Yes.
Impending free agent as well. We always know impending free agents like to come on big in the playoffs.
Yes, very much so.
Get that fat contract.
Big money.
They don't have a whole lot in terms of offense, so it's going to be difficult to beat a team like the Warriors. But if their defense can play shut down, I mean, they have to play probably the best defensive game ever. To beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
But I think it's possible, maybe.
Yeah, Marc Gasol probably focused on the money right now because he's saying, if I got to go to the Knicks, I might as well make as much money from them as I can. My team that not a lot of people are talking about this team, the Portland Trailblazers. They are not Cinderella per se, but they are a team that I think can be very, very good. Damian Lillard, if he turns it on in the playoffs, he might be the best point guard in the NBA. Most underrated point guard in the NBA for sure. LaMarcus Aldridge is talented, and even though this team doesn't have...
Impending free agent.
Yes, indeed. Even though this team doesn't have that much, of course, playing for more money from the New York Knicks. That's what the playoffs is about.
There are more future Knicks players in this playoff
than there are current Knicks players. Speaking of the incredible stat of the day, Tim Duncan has played more NBA minutes than the entire Knicks roster. We could just...
Not including Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, not including Carmelo Anthony. But yeah, that's a true statement. And I'm not surprised considering the Knicks. Oh, the Knicks. Oh, the Knicks. But back to Portland, LaMarcus Aldridge, he is a beast. And even though this team doesn't have that much depth, if they can turn on the playoffs, they are an upset monster waiting to happen. Let's give us a challenge out west. If Russell Westbrook makes it into the playoffs, give me his points per game averages.
He's going to have a few triple doubles. Especially in the, they got to get past Golden State first off, who's also a great defensive team. But, maybe 30 points per game and 10 rebounds. That's what he's been averaging since the All-Star break, I believe.
That's a trick question because he's not going to get into the playoffs. I have the Pelicans in the playoffs. And now we get to the final question, the big question, who's coming out of the Western Conference? We both have the Cavs. Who are they playing in the finals?
I'm going to go against the grain here and not go with the Golden State Warriors. I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors.
Okay, good. You're not as much of an idiot as I thought you were. If you did not see, Stephen Curry hit 77 consecutive threes yesterday in practice. I will not hit...
Rumored.
I will not hit 77 threes in my life. Game over. The Warriors are not only your Western Conference champions, but your NBA Finals champions. And with that, we're going to go to another golf segue. All right, Jared, what are we talking about now? Welcome back. It's time for our fail of the week. And instead of fail of the week, we mean win of the week. And, we don't actually have one. We have three. Three very big wins of the week. Two of them come from baseball. First off, George Springer actually has the Astros have a highlight this year. We know what it is. It's George Springer against your Rangers. Walk-off home run highway robbery by George Springer.
Robs Leonis Martin, I can say that name, of a grand slam walk-off with a huge, just completely almost over the wall diving or jumping catch.
Yep, there was that. And there was Nolan Arenado, the 2015 MLB Gold Glove winner for third base, proving that Derek Jeter still exists, even if it's just the spirit of Derek Jeter, with an amazing through-the-stands diving catch by your boy Nolan Arenado.
It was not that impressive.
And the third one goes to Stephen Curry for hitting 77 consecutive threes, which again, I will not do in my life. And I guess if you want a fail of the week, we have a fail of the week. We have a fail of the decade.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aaron Hernandez. Well, we don't have to talk about it anymore because he's going to be in prison.
No one will be talking about him anymore.
Nope, no.
He was found guilty on...
I'm letting the Patriots fan,
Okay.
I'm letting our resident Patriots fan take lead on this one.
Guilty of 5 charges. First-degree murder, illegal possession of a firearm. There's so many of them. Guilty on all of them. Sentenced to life in prison without parole. So he's going to be in there for quite a while.
Yes, quite a long time.
And he's a pretty fit guy, so I think he'll last quite a while in prison too. So
We're going to go there, aren't we? Let's talk about his contract. He signed a... This is the part. We have to get sentimental. We have to get serious now. The New England Patriots signed this man to a 7-year, $14 million contract. Ooh. And now he gets none of that. And he gets to go to prison for that. So
and
if you need well, they got a ring. If you need advice for today, don't be Aaron Hernandez. And on that note, we're going to end this week's episode. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like us, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next week with our Coin Toss NFL Mock Draft Special. Don't miss that, folks.